Welcome to Symbiotic Vibration. My name is Evan, and today I'm going to reveal to you 9 different profound lessons that I derived from my experience of suffering with a brain tumor, having it removed and recovering until this day. So let's get to it. So lesson number 1 is purpose. I didn't have a purpose before I became ill. My only real reason for being on this planet at the time was to drink, was to smoke marijuana, and to sacrifice my own identity to try and fit in with any group that I could and feel accepted. I wrote a lot while I was ill, and I wrote a lot about how I would get better, but also what I would do when I did get better. And that was all derived around helping people and making music. Now, obviously, life is very busy. We have to work, we have to pay bills, try and build families, try and get houses. So it's hard to pursue our passions and our goals during this little game. But take it from a man who has a second chance at life. It's super important to sit down, try to realize your dreams and try to actualize them and bring them into reality. So if I was you, I would spend as much time as healthily possible on achieving your own dreams and goals and fulfilling what it is that you came here to do, because it feels great. Lesson number 2 is strength. Before I went to Canada and all of my tumour symptoms started to display themselves, I was a young man lacking in self-awareness, lacking in self-confidence, lacking in self-belief, lacking in any goals or dreams to pursue. And I asked in a diary on the way over to Canada, I remember it was a few hours before my symptoms started to display themselves, I asked the universe for a test. And my God, I got one. And yeah, I didn't believe I had the power to get through that in the beginning, but here I am today, and I get to look back with such self-assuredness and self-confidence and self-belief in myself to think, wow, you actually got through that, man. That's such a battle, and I thank me every day for that. But really why I'm saying this is because I believe that we all have that inner strength within us, and sometimes the world has a funny way of showing that to us. But yeah, I just want you to know that you're powerful, you're lovely, you're great, and you can get through whatever it is that you're going through too. You are infinite consciousness, having experience in this physical flesh suit, and you have the power of the entire universe within inside of you. Lesson number 3, the afterlife, a near-death experience. I won't get too deep into it because I want to explain it in a future video. But essentially I was having my blood platelets checked the week before my surgery, and I dropped into my dad's arms in seizure in the hospital. I had a 2-minute seizure followed by a couple of seconds without breath, and then another 2-minute seizure, all the while I was flying through all these crazy tunnels in dream state while my dad was on the phone to my mum to try and express to her that I was dying. And thankfully I got through all of that, the brain surgery, and recovered. And about a year and a half later I used DMT, which is a potent psychedelic most people will have heard of if they're on the internet or watch Joe Rogan. And whilst I used the DMT, it brought me in a very similar dream state through all of these tunnels, leading me to believe that whilst I was having that seizure, I was crossing into another realm and I was finished here. But I came back to my dad's eyes, thankfully, and I'm still here. And so if you have any fear of death being the last thing, I promise you it's not, from my experience anyway. And I'm really happy about that, and I feel very grounded, so should you. Lesson number 4 is what matters the most. I had the beautiful experience of being at the end of my life while I was a young man, and I spent 3 or 4 weeks before my brain surgery contemplating, oh my God, it's over. And then the last couple of moments before my brain surgery thinking it really is over now. And I didn't think about cars, didn't think about houses, didn't think about money. All I thought about was my mum, my dad, my brother, my loved ones, my friends, and being me and being authentic, and how I should have been more authentic. And yeah, I've been gifted the second chance at life, and I've gifted the experience to be able to come back and share this with you and tell you that I know what it's like to be at the end, and I know what it's like to get another chance. And yeah, we should spend a lot more time hugging our family members and our friends and being ourselves and being authentic and not fearing what other people think about you, because you don't want to get to your deathbed thinking I should have done this and I should have done that and I should be authentic and I should have hugged them. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Lesson number 5 is gratitude. It's an obvious one, but I'm so grateful to have this experience. I'm so grateful every day I wake up, even when I'm in pain. Life is long, and life is full of suffering and pain, because that's what helps us to grow. But we can still find a room for gratefulness behind the pain, and it's okay to hurt and it's okay to be in pain, but also be grateful at the same time. So yeah, I just wanted you to know that I love life, and I'm really grateful for it, and I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to share this video with you. And yeah, it's okay to be in pain, and it's okay to feel grateful when you're in pain, because it's part of life. Lesson number 6, compassion and empathy. Having had the brain tumour and suffering and have the surgery and recovering, I had to develop a sense of self-awareness and self-preservation to keep myself alive. And a large part of that self-preservation was compassion and empathy for myself. And in doing so, I started to see the human in everybody, starting to understand that life is inherently painful and full of suffering from the start to the finish. And it is that pain and it is that suffering that allows us to contextualize love and laughter and joy and feel those things. So it is very important. But I often find myself pondering, if everybody had an experience like mine and felt how fragile life was, how beautiful the world would be having a second chance. And now you don't want to hurt people when you realize how fragile life is. And yeah, I guess the lesson here is that we should all be very self-compassionate and empathetic towards ourselves, because it would allow us to see the humans in others and feel compassion for those. And I think if we could all just adopt those skills, life would be a lot easier for everybody else here. Lesson number 7 is self-reflection. While I was ill and suffering and feeling like my life was looming, I had a desire to understand myself on a very intimate level. I was 23 and I didn't really know myself. So I went and I bought Mr. Book, a diary which I filled up throughout my illness. It is full of pain and love and beauty and compassion and sadness. And someday I might share some snippets with you if it's relevant. But yeah, the first thing I asked myself when I opened up those pages was, who am I? Not who am I supposed to be, but who am I? And yeah, I spent a crusade of time learning those things, and I've cultivated that skill ever since. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to get to know yourself, to understand what you want in life, to feel and unlock all of your traumas and your fears. And getting to know yourself that intimately will allow you to get to know other people that intimately also, and feel compassion and empathy towards those. And yeah, start to unlock your beliefs and your dreams. I wrote about doing this exact thing while I was writing in this book, and here I am doing it, honoring that younger version of myself, and it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, self-reflection, it's a wonderful tool. Lesson 8, it's okay to ask for help. We're pack animals and we're literally designed to help one another. So if you're suffering alone, know that it's absolutely okay to ask for some support. When I was 23, I was a hyper independent person, and I was trying to be self-sufficient, and I didn't want to ask anyone for help. When I became ill, I was told that the only way to have my tumour removed was to fundraise around 250,000, and then I would be able to do so. And I didn't have 250,000. I didn't even have 1,000 at the time. So I had to develop a way to ask people on Facebook to give money to my GoFundMe account, and it took me 4 or 5 hours to press the enter button, and eventually I did it. And because of a myriad of miraculous souls out there, I'm still here today. And if you are one of those beautiful souls, just know that I fucking love you so much, and I am paying homage to you by doing what I'm doing here. And yeah, and that makes me sad, but yeah, it's okay to ask for support, and you're amazing. Number 9, existence was never meant to be easy. I've said this in a previous point already, but having been through a brain tumour and surgery and suffering, and coming out the other side of it, I now have empathy and compassion towards others. So I see the human in everybody, and I understand that pain is a part of life and suffering is a part of life, and it is a very valuable part of life because it allows us to feel joy and feel laughter and feel love. So we can't have darkness without light, we can't have pain without love, we can't have love without pain. And it is a beautiful contradiction and paradox that we live in down here on planet Earth, aka Spirit School. But essentially, yeah, what I'm saying is life is tough. It is, and it's always throwing curveballs at us, but we're strong and we're beautiful, and we can get through this together. And I love you all. And yeah, life is tough, but we're all good. We can do this. And a bonus lesson number 10. It's not much of a lesson really. Here's a question though. If I had been given the opportunity to run back my life and not have the brain tumour and not have the brain surgery and not have to recover, I wouldn't do it. I would do it all over again. I would do every single second the exact same, even all the addiction and all the really hard stuff that came after it, because it allowed me to become who I am today. And I think what I'm saying here is pain and suffering is a beautiful thing if we can get through it. And I think it's needed sometimes. And if you're going through something really difficult right now, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I hope that you find yourself here, and I hope that this beautiful video might help you in some way, shape or form, or motivate you. And if you do need some help, feel free to write to me on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or symbioticvibration@gmail.com, or more importantly, if you want to leave a comment here, I hope that somebody will get back to you. I most certainly will, but we're trying to build a beautiful community here, and I need more subscribers. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, because the more people we can reach, well, then the more fun this is going to be and the more people we can help. And yeah, that's about it for today, everybody. I'm quite tired after this emotional release. So I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.